Okay, let's talk about Hillary Clinton and some cringe-worthy video that I saw yesterday. It's been suggested in some circles, and there are a bunch of articles, including at least one in the New York Times, speculating that California Congressman Xavier Becerra is possibly in the running to be Hillary Clinton's running mate. He is an American-born lawyer. He wasn't born a lawyer. He was born in the U.S., but he had to learn to be a lawyer. Born to I realized I could have used confusing language.
Yeah,
there.
he comes right out of the womb as an esquire, right?
Yeah. Born to Mexican immigrants. He's the fourth-ranking Democrat in the House of Representatives. Something about that is just really funny. He is the highest-ranking Hispanic lawmaker in the Democratic Party. And he was asked in an interview, if you were chosen, would you accept the vice presidential nomination to Hillary Clinton? He said yes. He's been very active in California. California votes next week in the primary. He's been campaigning for Hillary Clinton in the state. And I have audio and video of him stopping by a Mexican restaurant in the East Los Angeles neighborhood of Boyle Heights with MSNBC's Jacob Soboroff. And I watched the video a bunch of times, and each time it felt more and more cringeworthy. I don't know if it's that they brought the Hispanic guy to a Mexican restaurant to talk to the person working there and order items in Spanish. But maybe it's that the girl behind the counter revealed herself to be a Bernie supporter. And what's amazing is the arguments that Xavier Becerra made to her while actively campaigning for Hillary Clinton were not very good arguments. But every time I watched this, Lewis, I felt more and more uncomfortable with it. Let's take a look and see if you experienced the same thing.
I'll take the sampler and I will
One
take
sampler.
the mole. Gotta get the mole.
You know you got the,
We'll send you a pescado.
just saying.
Pescados are really good here.
Okay.
possibly next Vice President of the United States in Guisados today. You didn't deny it, by the way, just saying. Did you pick who you're voting for on Tuesday yet?
No, not yet.
How about you?
I'm waiting to hear what who the vice president is going to be.
Oh, I hear, we got a good chance right here. Did you pick who you're going to vote for?
Yes.
Bernie or Hillary?
Bernie.
Bernie? Uh-oh, you got to make a pitch to her.
Yes, you have to, because I'm set on Bernie.
Wow.
Bernie's got some great ideas, but up until 2 months ago, you probably hadn't heard much about Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton has been with us for a long time. When you want a president, you want someone who you know is there with you. Do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
You've heard the saying, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres.
Can I ask you what year you were born?
95.
95. Is that part of the problem, that some of these folks are too young to remember what the work of Hillary
And
Clinton
it's not so much a problem, it's a reality.
Yeah.
For you, that wasn't a reality for you. But we went through some tough times in the 90s.
What is it about Bernie? Why Bernie and not Secretary Clinton?
Well, when I hear Bernie speak, the first time I heard him speak, he just really inspired a lot of motivation, energy. His ideas are really good, especially for young people. Just with Hillary, I just feel that some of the things she's done in the past, some of the things she said didn't really resonate with me particularly. I know it might have resonated with you, but for who's looking out for me, I really feel it's Bernie Sanders.
If you want a friend in Washington, this man could be the next Vice President of the United States.
That last thing makes it all the worse, right? The young lady makes a good case as to why Bernie Sanders' ideas resonate more with her. And then Jacob Soboroff from MSNBC says, well, yeah, but forget all that. This guy could be the next VP, and he's in here ordering food from you today. Oh, well, that changes everything then.
Isn't that the epitome of like the Clinton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I actually like Xavier Becerra. I think he's smart. I think he has the right views on most issues. But to say, well, Hillary has been around longer. Bernie's ideas are great, but Hillary's been around longer. Number one, it's not true, right? I mean, Bernie Sanders has been around in the political world longer than Hillary Clinton has, partially by virtue of being older than her by a few years. But also, why is the better candidate the one who's been around longer? That doesn't really make sense to me. And then on top of that, he says, you weren't old enough to live this, but things were bad in the 90s. How is that a pitch for Hillary Clinton? None of this made sense to me, and it seemed to be an ill-conceived idea from the get-go.
Yeah, Bernie was also still a public servant in the 90s, and a senator, I believe, still at that time. So I find it really obnoxious.
Congressman at the time.
Excuse me. I find it really obnoxious when people say that about, oh, well, Hillary's been with us for a long time. Everybody knows Hillary. Who's Bernie?
Right.
No, who knows who Bernie is?
I don't find this to be pandering. It just strikes me as sort of weird. And I'm not even saying Xavier Becerra would be a bad choice. I like Xavier Becerra. The possible negatives are he's relatively unknown. If we're going to talk about with a VP, maybe one of the benefits is that they have name recognition compared to Cory Booker or Elizabeth Warren. He's also from California, which isn't a swing state. Strategically, he may bring less than somebody from another part of the country, but maybe those conventional ideas are sort of worthless because you're running against Trump and who knows what will happen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this guy after this video, Dave. I
Really?
gotta be honest with you. Yeah, it's just, I find it so obnoxious. And much like I find Hillary to be that way.